Right now, my bed is like completely unmade, stripped of its coverings, a little bit of a mess, a little bit disheveled, but guess what? The message had to come through because that's just the type of moment that it is. I'm feeling this intense message. First of all, whenever this finds you, it's meant for right now. Like, I couldn't be more happy that Spirit is reaching you with this because it feels like urgent. It feels like the kind of urgency that comes when someone's stuck in this moment of self-doubt. But if this is finding you, the intuition, the intuitive thing that you're feeling underneath the surface that you can't quite put your finger on, Spirit is saying, go with it. Your intuition is right. And I want to uncover what is it right now that is essential for you to know that you need to go with your gut on right now. It's even the weather where I am, it's been warm, sunny, hot. I've been like, my car is dirty and I don't want to take it through the car wash. Maybe that resonates for you. Maybe that's a synchronicity and I don't want to take it through the car wash. It's like I've been praying for rain, but then it's like, at the same time, I don't want rain to sprinkle over the parts of my life where it has no place. I feel like I'm feeling this energy of like wanting to be, do you guys ever have like eyelashes kind of like fall in your eye and you don't want it to like get in cloud your vision? Look, y'all, we're stepping into a cloudy energy, but you're wanting the rain to fall where it needs to fall, and that comes with intuition and following that. I'm just waiting for a card to intuitively fall, and we're just gonna uncover this together, right? I'm hearing that sometimes, let me figure out how to put this into words because I want to be precise, and I do feel like this is a pretty specific message. You're someone whose intuition has gotten you scapegoated before, so there's a fear, there's a blockage with wanting your intuition, whatever actions, whatever thing that you have to say or stand up for, whatever thing you might need to say to someone, whatever thing you might need to keep to yourself, whatever intuitive decision that you're trying to, guide yourself through or towards making, you're wanting to make sure that you're not wrong. Because if I'm hearing like you're someone who has had to tread lightly, like, like sometimes when you're the truth teller in the group, sometimes when you're the person who stands up when no one wants to stand up, sometimes we're scapegoated for that. I really do feel like this kind of like high priestess energy of like, or this oracle energy, like Saint John writing Revelations 333. As I was saying that, maybe that's resonant for you. Like feeling like these major events that happen, these big tower moments that happen when everything's falling apart. It feels like you're the one where you're like, well, why didn't anyone listen to me? I called this. It's because, and you know what I'm hearing? It's God saying, Spirit is saying, no, it's supposed to fall apart. Because what happens when sometimes you step back and let things with others fall apart is that they learn their lessons the hard way. Think about how you became so intuitive. Think about how you became so, oh, I could have seen that coming. I could have saw that coming. I knew this was coming. I knew that was coming. It's because you had moments where everything really just fell apart, or it fell apart for someone else around you, and you were watching closely. So maybe I'm hearing that maybe it's time to take a step back. I'm hearing Spirit say, your intuition is amazing. Your intuition, and that's why a card was not falling. I like wait for one to naturally just fall, boom. It's because you can hold on to your intuition and have what is called conscious sovereignty. Conscious sovereignty says that Yes, X may be true, Y may be true. I could have seen it a mile away. However, I'm not going to make it my mission to beat it into someone else's head. Even if it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm beating it into someone's head. No, I was gentle. No, I was patient. Be patient by letting them fall flat on their face. Be patient by letting them fall flat on their face. I'm sorry. They have to learn the hard way. And when they learn, they're going to be coming back to you, the one who they knew all along understood. And they're going to be like, you were right. And it's going to be no need to toot your own horn or whatever, because when you have to toot your own horn. I hate that. That sounds so corny. That sounds so cornball, but you know what I mean. Not to sound like Mickey, well, I don't even know if I can say that. I was going to say a cartoon character's name, but I don't want to get copyrighted. When you don't want to beep your own horn too hard or be like, I was right. Sometimes you slip into that energy of know-it-all energy from High Priestess Oracle, the chosen one that God has placed his hand on with a message. Sometimes you can sink from that status to one of lower sovereignty when you're tooting your own horn about how you're right. And it's not that you're who's not an egotistical person, right? It's not like you're a vain person. It's just that you really, really, really wanted to not beat it into someone's head, but really, really stress what it was that you knew, because you want to help. You want to help, but guess what? You're not God. And you know what's interesting? I'm really interested in the cross section between symbols in, quote unquote new age symbolism and symbols that have been around in the Bible. When I was in Greece, there were so many symbols in places of, Christian temples that are also in the major and minor arcana. And I just thought that was so interesting, because everyone has this deep and inner knowing, right? And where was I going, Spirit? Because I think I just lost something, but it'll come back to me. That message is really coming through strong for me. You don't have to be the one who always tells people that they know. Because you are so knowing, you are the solace for when people fall out of these hard lessons that they've learned. They fall right on their face. But guess who's there with the understanding? It's you, hun. It's you. That's why intuition is such a focal part of my message today. It's not that this oh my God, you need to know this specific thing about this specific thing for this control, right? Control, coming from always knowing. Trust your inner knowing. Trust your inner knowing and detach. Detach is coming through so strong for me right now. Detach from other people's outcomes. Guess whose outcomes it is for you to handle? It's your own outcomes that you have to handle, yeah. And one thing that I remembered what I wanted to say about something that I read in the Bible. In the Bible, it actually says that God doesn't want you to sin because it hurts you. God, the God that is within all of us, your inner divinity, all that is, that which connects all of us humans and all of the animals and all of nature, that higher power that people know exists in science. And science, they just call it quantum leaping. Christians call it praying. Spirituals and witches, they call it manifestation. It's all the same human inner knowing that connects us to God. And God's job, God has spoken to people who are highly intuitive, spoken to people who are truth tellers, like you. I'm really feeling like this collective who's going to see this message. You're it gives, not to be cliche, but it gives chosen one. It gives these people who write these long religious texts, because these downloads, they just drop onto them because they are connected to all that is. They have been watching, looking. But here's the thing that separates us from the higher power, God, source, universe, all of that. What separates us mortals from him, from it all, from the universe, from that energy, from that powerful presence. What separates us from them is that is in control. He is in control. We are not. We can't. You ever try to control someone else? That's literally what we're talking about. You're an intuitive person, but it's not because you need to take that gift of this deep inner knowing that really all of us can tap into. You don't need to take that and go be telling other people what to do. You really don't. And I know that that's kind of like, that sounds kind of crazy from someone who's like literally giving spiritual guidance right now, but you know, there are spaces where people come because they're asking for it, and there's everyday situations where people are not. It's called unsolicited advice for a reason. It feels like it's unconsensual in nature when you're trying to guide someone who is not ready for guidance. We are here with other humans to hold and bring solace. If you need solace, I like chatting with people. Like, I'm in my give me a big warm divine hug in the comments energy 1111, as I was saying that on my timer. I want to be here to talk. I'm in a stage of my life where I just want to like love on other humans. That sounds sus, but that's not what I mean. I'm celibate. It's like this season has done things to me that I really didn't think would happen. Like, I had a partner and then I didn't. But guess what? I still have all of the infrastructure of my life, the things that I love, still a jazz singer, still doing readings for people. And that is what God wants us to do, to focus on ourselves, to focus on our own being. Not, oh, well, what made this person want to do this, and what can I do to get them back? And like, why did this job or opportunity not come, or why did it leave? And ooh, Six of Swords. And you know what's interesting about this card in the Soul Tarot deck is that the Six of Swords, Six of Swords is like stability it's the connection between your inner world, your inner intuition, and what's happening in the outer world. And I love this image of these birds dropping these swords, dropping those gems. It looks kind of like water, but it's actually a cloudy storm. And it's like, it kind of seems like kind of interesting, like, oh, like these six swords aligned with these birds, why would they drop those down below? It's because with the swords representing your intuition,